To expect if you're heading down to the beach, and of course the latest on Tropical Storm Bertha. So tonight, Bertha sitting just offshore. This is the track from the National Hurricane Center. You can see the winds right now at 60 miles per hour. That is a tropical storm strength. But remember, we still expect that there could be some strengthening in the next few hours to the next day or so. But because of all the things the system has working against it, it's most likely not going to happen. I really feel like this will stay tropical storm strength as it continues that track to the west, perhaps impacting southern Louisiana, tracking along the coast and then dissipating over parts of the Lone Star State as we take you into, say, Friday into Saturday. The impacts really won't be felt much more from the system other than some inland rain. They'll, of course, have to worry about flooding and that sort of thing, too. Let's show you the winds with this storm. So we're looking at that little hole that you see right there with some of those colors. That's the center of the storm itself. The strongest winds offshore, and that's usually the case. There's no friction over the water. The winds can build up a lot of speed, but as they approach land, things tend to slow down a little bit there. But as we take you through the rest of this evening and tonight, that center making that track to the west. Once again, landfall expected on Wednesday somewhere in southern Louisiana, and some of those winds will get pushed on shore at that point. The Alabama Gulf Coast, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and certainly the Louisiana area will see those winds approaching 40, 50. You might see some gusts up there to 60 miles per hour. But as that continues to spend some time over land, the wind speeds will weaken a bit as we get into Thursday morning. And then as a whole, the system will be losing a bit of its punch by that point. And then the winds don't become as much of a factor as you fast forward through your Thursday, heading into the day on Friday. You see impacts really minimal there. Now, here's what Bertha looks like tonight. This is not a textbook tropical storm. Most of the heaviest rain, just like yesterday, staying offshore. It's down to the south of that center. There's some shear involved, winds blowing in the upper levels, pushing some of the highest convection or heaviest convection down that way, where you only have a few bands of that rain that are able to make it on shore. And even that, again, isn't a consistent kind of thing. So that's why we're not really worried about a major flood concern or something like that. Certainly those bands of rain are going to dump heavier showers and storms, but the heaviest rain, thankfully, remains just offshore. Now, one thing that is a big deal down here, and we've heard from beachgoers today, the rip current risk. There are double red flags flying in Panama City. You can see lots of red there all along the Gulf Coast because Bertha is stirring up that ocean and those winds that are blowing across the shore, causing the higher rip current concerns. The East Coast, however, not a problem there. Rip current concerns pretty low for places from really Wilmington back down to Charleston and Myrtle Beach and Jacksonville and all the way down to the south from there. It's mainly just a Gulf issue right now when it comes to the rip current risk. Now let's check the next 9 days for you in Panama City. There will still be an elevated rain chance there on Wednesday. But look at the nice weather that builds back in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even over the weekend and into early next week. The weather not bad at all by beach standards. So don't get scared away by this thing. I think the Gulf rip current risk will still be a little high in the next day or two, but even that should over a period of time calm down. And of course, the weather does look really, really nice down there once you get the impacts of Bertha out of the way. Now for East Coast cities, Savannah, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Jacksonville, great weather the next day or two, but they are going to be influenced by the same front we will, with better rain chances building back in by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as they go drier next week. And look at some of those temperatures in Savannah. 78 for a low next Tuesday morning, 97 the high. It's going to be feeling at least 107 when it comes to that case in Savannah. Now, we just told you about those concerns